have Soul Recoded versus Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande?
Yeah.
Bande?
Yeah? Where'd that L come from, buddy?
Krabbenbande. Wow, you cannot be making fun of me this early onto the set. Blows you up with my mind, man. We just got here.
Oh man, but this is gonna be a start of a great block, you can already tell. But yes, those 50% Soul Recoded versus Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande. I don't know these teams that well, but you know, I'm sure this will be a very entertaining set nonetheless, considering what we might have coming here shortly. Our first sets here. First match gonna be Tower Control, Ship, Cargo, and Company. A very volatile map, I add, but there is some entertainment to it.
Yeah, it's also probably our most snowbally tower control map, arguably. I think and you know, I talk about it every single time because tower control is literally, okay guys, we're at the second checkpoint. Okay guys, the game is over. That is kind of the name of the game for tower control, and especially on this map in particular. I'm very curious to see how these two teams are going to react, seeing the Octorush, the Dread, the Decap. I like that comp. They are going anchorless, but I'm very fond of the tent that we have. I like tent and Winter Rapids, so I think ooh, this is gonna be interesting, actually.
Yeah, this is sort of a opposites meet here between these two teams. Soul Recorder have a bit of a more slower poking playstyle with the Blaster and the Decapitator and the Tenebrella, while Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande has a more frontline heavy offensive team comp on this side, wanting to try to move fast. But it looks like Soul Recorder does manage to stay with their ground at the very beginning here, though, getting the first points online, but still a bit of a stalemate here.
It's a little bit of a stalemate indeed. Both of these teams just trying to find an opportunity to break out of this neutral state. Robot on the side of Soul Recoded, trying to find a pick here, not quite able to find it, getting picked off instead. It looks like Mr. Krabs is going to be getting the first major advantage. You know, they got to get the tower, but they are going to be losing 2 down on each side. I think they should be able to maintain this advantage on Mr. Krabs. So, you know, unless...
Yeah, it's a bit of a back and forth stalemate between these two teams still. There's still constant picks being traded back and forth, constant smotions being traded back and forth, but it seems now Soul Recorder finally has some footing here to get their momentum started, the momentum going. Aurora on the left-hand side trying to make sure that none of Krabbenbande is able to get through that breaks here, but the tower is actually taken away at those points before finally getting pushed out. We see Sushi going in with the Octorush to try and get a pick with the Zipcaster, but does not find anyone.
Unfortunate there, but it looks like the hammer from Robot on the side of Soul Recoded is actually going to be getting a pick, getting a little bit trapped, but able to find a second, looking for a third. Whether that's going to hit or not is a bigger question. Not quite, but that does mean that's 3 down on Mr. Krabs, and this last one is getting out alive. Question: why are you alive? So they've been alive for a while, and what a slippery fella, actually leaving with their life. But Soul Recoded is going to be in the lead and is looking to clear the second checkpoint.
Yeah, this first checkpoint's now down, heading to that second checkpoint. Aurora positioned very well here to get a line and a path cleared for the tower with Moan sitting on it. As now we see a hammer coming out, Crab Tank getting canceled out. That's a huge cancel there from Robot. Even though they do lose their lives there, they don't have to worry about that Crab Tank, as long as they can hold the line here and stand their ground, they should be able to get this tower to at least the checkpoint. But no, 2 down, make that potentially 3 here, as we see Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande manage to hold their line, hold the defense here, and gets this tower moving back to mid.
I want to say, what is his problem with this shot? Because that was like the most targeted "I want to kill you" I've ever seen. They just went down because of it. But I'm like, that is the hater behavior of all time. Back off.
Sometimes you do have to be a hater to try and secure these picks here, but it may have been a bit of an overextension here, because Soul Recoded still has his tower heading towards the second checkpoint, extending their lead even further. Now Robot with the hammer here on the back line can definitely get one, can maybe eventually get a second one, pulling the distraction away from the tower as they're still getting through it. It's going to be a snowball here as Soul Recoded just to be able to cruise their way to victory potentially here.
Oh, but just barely missing the mark at 2. Muniz is going to be almost taken out, but Aurora comes in to save the day, helps get this tower in so much better position and looking to knock us out. That is a knockout. What a save there from the last 2 members of Soul Recoded with a beautiful, beautiful first game of the set.
Yeah, a good opener, a good started for their tempo here in this set specifically. I'm not too entirely sure about their scores. I'm gonna have to do some digging for that from their bracket or from the Swiss series so far here. But a good opener nonetheless for Soul Recorder to get their tempo online, and it goes to show that sometimes playing it slow, slowing the game down, is probably worthwhile against a more faster comp. You know, they're able to actually play the longer team fights, get the chip damage in, and then get those executes and when they need them to actually move in on the team fights and get the ball moving on their favor.
You know, it was just a lot of good gaming today. I want to say it was just a lot of good gaming. So I'm looking through the bracket at the moment. I'm trying to find the answers to your questions from earlier, but there's also so many team stars that my head hurts. You know, I forget how big Low Ink is until, you know, you open the Sendo page and you're like, oh wow, yeah, that's Low Ink, all right.
Yeah, I mean, Low Ink being Low Ink, you know, one of the premier tournaments on the weekend on a monthly basis. You know, it's no surprise really. Even with as a reminder, folks, the NA League going on right now, I believe, or about to kick off here in a few moments, right? So seeing these numbers still a very good thing to see. But no, heading on to the second game now, Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. It's a bit of a more interesting map here. Definitely a bit more different in terms of place out for it than the last game. So I wonder exactly see if these teams will bring anything new here to the table.
It looks like it's going to be a change of kit for the brush, but and there's going to be that wiper was not there before. Was it? I don't think it was.
Yes, it was.
Was it? Oh, I'm
on Krabbenbande? On Krabbenbande, no. On Soul Recoded, yes.
Yeah, I was talking on Mr. Cryad. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that wiper is new. I think they saw like how crazy the wiper was on So Recoded and said, I want one, and so they brought one out. But it looks like Mr. Krabs is actually the first team to get this advantage, or not. The 10 has pulled off an assassination on the poor Rainmaker, and it's gonna help make sure that checkpoint is not taken over. Oh.
Yeah, a good hold here for Soul Recoded. Still alive with the Rainmaker. An attempt from the lives of Commentators to try and get the Rainmaker out of their hands, but now they're looking to try and see how exactly they can move forward, how exactly they can get this ball rolling on their side, potentially be the ones to get the first checkpoint out. And with that jump out and a pick, make that 2 picks. That's a huge opener on their side. Krabbenbande should be able to get this Rainmaker into the pedestal without any issue, and then wipe out on top.
Yeah, this looks like the potential to have a lot of points on the board for Soul Recoded if they're able to maintain this space and pressure. I like that bubble placement originally because it gives them a little bit of extra, you know, protection here, and I think it's coming in clutch. But that Kraken is going to be threatening that Rainmaker. How are you still alive? Forcing them back into the corner. How are you alive, Your Honor? 2.0, 3.0. Unfortunately, they still haven't killed this Rainmaker. There we go. But, you know, it does stop the count at 38.
Yeah, on this map, that's a very good opening push here within the first few minutes of this game here. Soul Recorder doing a phenomenal job there, playing it slow, playing it steady, make sure they get the picks they need so they can really open up with these points. But now Mr. Krabbenbande here trying to get the footing at mid here at the very least before they get a push going. The Rainmaker did resist, so it is here in mid here. But Mr. Krabbenbande gets the 2 picks they potentially need to get the ball rolling. But no, Robot with the hammer comes in, pops the Rainmaker shell, and prevents Mr. Krabbenbande from being able to pick it up as they're just applying constant pressure.
Yeah, and you know, we are seeing both teams kind of starting to look at center. Mr. Krabs does have the more of the center in their favor, but it looks like Red Earth was trying to sneak in, but that hammer gets immediately taken out. 2 down outside of Mr. Krabs. They have the Rainmaker in hand. You guys can just move forward. There's no one there. Wait, that was the other team. That was Soul.
Yeah, no. What happened there was Soul Recoded had the Rainmaker, was going forward, but there was someone in the backline, so the front line turned around to deal with the backline, not realizing the Rainmaker was already moving past them, and there's sort of a miscommunication there from one way or another there from Soul Recoded that dropped that push there. They did extend the lead a little bit further though, but Mr. Krabs Commentators did exactly what they wanted to, just shut down that push by causing chaos, and now they're going to be the ones trying to get a push going on their own side, especially with 2 coming out right out the gates.
Oh my goodness, and yeah, it looks like Mr. Krabs is going to finally get a checkpoint of their own, and if they're lucky, they might be able to actually rival the lead that Soul Recoded had set just prior to them. Seeing that Kraken come out, that people mover, that's what we love to see, and if they can continue to take picks and continue to keep the pressure, but the hammer snipe quickly taking out Kara, bro.
a beautiful throw from downtown, but it's not over for Mr. Krabs. Krabbenbande, they managed to get to close the lead by 1 additional point remaining between these two teams. That's a huge indicator of this could be going either way between these two teams. So Recoded trying to recover as best they can, but Mr. Krabs' Krabbenbande does not want to let this go, but they do manage to drop the Rainmaker at the very least, taking that down to mid, but there's only 1 minute remaining with 1 point between these two teams. This could go either way.
This could definitely go either way, and you know that 1 point difference is so scary because it's definitely on a map where that can swap at any moment. I mean, they were only between that ink rail. You guys can see it on the orange. Like, that is the threshold, which is really not that far off from this corner. So Mr. Krabs definitely has the opportunity to take the lead for themselves, especially as they have all members open. Squilly here trying to do something with a 10, getting picked off, and as the members of Soul Recoded are going in 1 by 1, they are in a danger zone because that bubble and the resources that Mr. Krabs has, that could very well be a lead. That's gonna be the lead, Your Honor!
Ooh, a beautiful bubble being placed on this bell curve here means that Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande is able to steal the lead away from Soul Recoded and now put them into a semi-checkpoint scenario here. They have 26 seconds left, on top of a 30 seconds potential overtime scenario here if they manage to hold the Rainmaker this entire time to try and close that gap. The 1 pick going down. We see Heretic with the wiper coming on the back line, causes the mayhem, causes havoc there, and a wipe out on top. That's a huge seal of victory for Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande as they take this set 1-1.
And they're going to be shoving this back in their base. Imagine them thinking you're going to be moving forward, and Mafiu Project Sekai pops in from the back and pops 3. That really was a winning play there for Mr. Krabs. They really. It was getting a little bit dicey for in favor for Soul Recoded there. They were actually starting to get the momentum going. They were getting their specials online. They were getting ready to get a potential like overtime victory push there. But Mr. Krabs Krabbenbande knows that in order to try and disrupt that incoming push, they need to throw just a little bit of chaos. And what's more chaotic than just a wiper coming down out of nowhere in the middle of your team? It's insane. It really is because like it happened so fast. Like this map is such a back and forth, you know, ring around the rosy map, and you saw how close it got. Honestly, I'm just glad to see the score 1-1 because I mean we get to go to a game 3, and I love seeing game 3. I think that's what's fun about Swiss is that the further you go on, the more of these game 3s we're most likely going to get because the teams are getting closer in skill, and of course people want to be fighting for the alpha bracket on day 2. So Climbing Blitz, Barnacle and Dime will be our tiebreaker.
Yeah, but this is a playoff 3, so we're getting all 3 games regardless. So yes, we're Swiss for our first half of Low Ink is going to be playoff 3, and then we start seeing the best of 3s, which we had in bracket series tomorrow. But no, we're still in playoff 3, so we would have seen this 3rd game regardless here. And speaking of this 3rd game, like Clan Blitz, Barnacle Time, another very different map between these past 2 games. You really need to be changing things up a lot here to try and keep up with these constant playstyle shifts. With it being wide open and flat, you need to be very ready for that.
Yeah, and I also want to mention there was a slight comm change on the side of Soul Recoded. They are bringing out a pen instead of a rapid for this map, which I agree with this choice. I think pencil does really well on this map just because of how open it is, and I think having a bit more pin control in the center is going to be good. But as I say that, the pencil gets taken down by Sushi in the back line, taking 2, trying to make it 3. I don't know how they got away with that, forcing that decaf to step back, giving Mr. Krabs such a big amount of space in Soul Recoded spawn.
Ooh, and just like that, Sushi's able to get the power cloud into the clan basket and gets a pick on top of that, not wanting to let their momentum go to waste. Sushi looking to try and see if they can apply even more pressure on top of here, opening up for their team to score even more points here. But Sushi, unfortunately, not being able to get a proper escape out, chooses to jump out as they left a good 40 points in this opening push here.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, this just as a little teaser for what could possibly come here later in this match. Seeing the crab here from Mr. Krabs. They got crabs. I like that. But it looks like still a lot of the turf is painted yellow. So Soul Recoded continues to have so much control of the map. And Mr. Krabs hasn't quite found the opportunity to get in there. And when they go down 2 players, it's going to get even tougher because the rest of the members are slowly starting to move up in a hammer, threatening their existence on top of that. It could be a score here for Soul Recoded.
Yeah, but Mafia here is just sitting in this corner, sitting around this ledge to try and get the perfect approach here. Is spotted and is forced to retreat though. So Recoded playing it cool. They're flipping the script here. They're keeping it cool and slow and steady, not letting and their mistakes really get to the best of them here. But Mr. Krabs coming about and starting to see that pattern here. They managed to punish it and starting trying to fight back here. But so Recoded still has a solid hold in mid. The bubbler being used to try and push even trying to push so Recoded even back even further here. But it's just a bit of a chaotic stalemate here.
Yeah, I feel like Soul Recoded might have taken too long on this potential push that at some point Mr. Krabs was like, oh, okay, well, you guys aren't going to move, so we are. And it, ended up in that. Most of Soul Recoded was sent back to their spawn point, and Mr. Krabs now has the opportunity to get another push of their own as they slowly move forward in the, pushing past this neutral, pushing past mid, and they're slowly making a little more space pick after pick.
Yeah, now it's Mr. Krabs' turn again here to try and score some more plans. Another 20 points to extend the lead here, and a unfortunate wipeout for them. Soul Recoded going to be moving very quickly here to get the clamps to try and meet Mr. Krabs as they re-engage here from their spawn area, but it seems that they're already at the ready to defend here, and so the goal here is just to try and find that opening here, and the wiper going down almost immediately could be the opening they see to get Soul Recoded those first few points on the board for them.
Yeah, I feel like we're still waiting here in Soul Recoded. They have the clam economy, they have the space. It looks like they were just waiting for a special. Finally, a clam is going in. The hammer is going to be immediately taken out by the decaf, and these points are trickling down little by little, but they have a jump in, and it's not going to be putting any points on the board. I think this count is going to be stopping at 62 for Soul Recoded as they're not able to retake the lead on this push as they continue to be pushed back. And, oh, hello? How did you die? All right.
Yeah, no, it's a good push for Soul Recoded. Don't mind you on that. Here's Mr. Krabs having those initial two pushes before, and that means that Soul Recoded is unable to close that distance between the lead, as you mentioned earlier. And now Mr. Krabs, Krabbenbande are looking to try and see if they can just stall this out for as long as they can potentially. They don't necessarily need to be over aggressive here in order to win. They have the advantage here, and Chara with the Krabs, they managed to get one, holds the ground for their team. They're providing a jump in so they can get ready for this incoming push from Soul Recoded.
Yeah, and it looks like things are a little bit rough for that poor Dread that is constantly being showered in yellow. And, Soul Recoded is getting a lot of space on their side. They're able to get a pick on the Wiper as well, which typically takes out one of the frontliners. And looking for another, able to have two down on Mr. Krabs. It looks like we might be seeing another push from Soul Recoded if things go according to plan. There is a sneaky decaf still in the base, but as I say that, they're going to... Mr. Krabs is retaliating, taking two off of Soul Recoded. There is not a push in sight no more.
Yeah, no, someone from Mr. Krabs' Krabbenbande was in the back line and just disrupting that push from Soul Recoded, and now Soul Recoded is forced to back up to their spawn once again as Mr. Krabs are now having majority control of mid here. They have specials at the ready. They're gonna opt to try and stall things out here. There's only 20 seconds remaining, but with that power climb in the hands of Soul Recoded means that we're gonna see at least a 30-second overtime if this goes to 0 at the very least. So can they stall for practically a minute here? It's gonna be a hard thing to say, especially as 2 goes down.
Yeah, and they're going to be leaving that decaf actually in the back line, so I'm a little bit worried about that. They do have the power time to score, and some extra... Did that make it in? It made it in, and they do have the clip score, but they just lost to... I told you there was a decaf in the back lines, and this is the problem with leaving the decaf unchecked in the back. They will kill everyone, and just like that, the lead is nowhere in sight for Soul Recoded. Mafia Project Sekai in here to, destroy wins. Oh my goodness. Don't leave the decaf in the back lines. It will kill everyone.
Yeah, no, I think that was an unfortunate bit of tunnel visioning there for Soul Recoded. They had the game plan there. They had the opportunity to genuinely close this game out for their side, and choosing to opting to choose to ignore the decapitator was ultimately the thing that really failed them at the end there. Mr. Krabs Commentators was looking a bit dicey at the end there. They almost lost that game, but thankfully we had that decapitator from their side to just be able to come in from out of nowhere and just completely obliterate the push.
Dude, I'm just imagining the actual character from Project Sekai. It could be a different Mafia. This is what I'm thinking of for now because similar fan bases, and I just imagine this anime girl from a rhythm game, Hatsune Miku edition, just coming in with the decap. There goes 3. We win. Yay!
Yeah.
You can kind of leave them, but it's you can't leave them too long. It's you're playing FNAF. You have to
Yeah.
keep checking on them because if you don't check every 2 seconds, suddenly you're gonna get jump scared, and that's exactly what happened here. Oh my goodness.
I never thought I'd see the day of someone saying calling this game FNAF and giving the commentator the Foxy allegory here to try and keep tricking them in place.
It's like the mini games in like in Sister Location and like FNAF 4 with like this what's the bunny's name? Oh my god, the
Bon
mini
Bon?
game. No, that's Funtime Freddy's little puppet.
Are we doing this now? Are we doing this now? Are we doing this here now?
It's a Spring Plus Trap. There it is. The Plus Trap mini game.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Flash the flashlight.
What's the flashlight in this scenario then?
Turning around or checking your map. Hey guys, I'm mad because I saw a tiny glimpse of blue in the corner. I was like, I'm like, guys, God, their disaster is coming, and it's in the form of Mafia.
Yeah, no, it's like I mentioned earlier, the fact, I think genuinely what happened there was so cool that they saw the victory and they just tunnel vision on that victory at the end there, unfortunately for them, and we just managed to have Mafia come in with the cafeteria and really clean up here. And as we see here, a bit of an overview of what's going on.